Hello, everyone. Happy whatever day of the week this is. What is it? Is it Friday?
I think it's Friday.
Okay, almost said Thursday. We typically do this on Wednesday, but it was kind of a crazy week, so we decided to do Friday this week. I'm so sorry. We are just a couple days late. It seems like every day we have one of these is overcast or rainy. We've had beautiful weather all week, but I don't know. Maybe that's just an omen. But hey, we're here. I'm glad you are here. I hope you're staying safe and healthy. We're still hanging in there like a lot of people are during this time. So let's get started. Today we're going to do egg roll in a bowl. This is a new one. This is going to go in my new cookbook that is currently being put together right now by graphic designers. We're very excited. And what I love about this one is that it is low carb. It is keto friendly, and it is also gluten free. So for those of you who are asking for recipes like that, here is one. The only exception to this is you need to use gluten-free soy sauce, and you need to use gluten-free or carb-free wonton strips. I don't even know if they make those. I'm sure they do. But the wonton, the egg roll wrappers that you're going to put in the air fryer, which brings me to my first thing. These are just egg roll. Let me get this underneath this camera right here. These are just wonton egg roll wrappers you can get pretty much anywhere. And all I did is I cut them up into little strips, and then I tossed them with some sunflower oil, a little bit of sunflower oil, and then I put them in the air fryer, okay? And I set it on 360 for about 5 minutes. A couple of these got a little brown, but I actually like a little color on these. But anyway, these will be wonderful to top this when you're done. It'll still give that kind of crunch that you get from an egg roll. And again, you don't have to use these. You can use chow mein noodles, whatever you have. So these are some that I had pre-done before I started cooking. I'm going to go ahead and get this back burner going. So before I start, I want to talk about a friend of mine named Austin Scott. I almost said Austin Scott, who is another friend of mine. Austin Andrews, who is one of the sons of one of my dear friends, Andy Andrews, the amazing writer, speaker, comedian, jack of all trades. And he has a company called Austin Legacy Knives. Hudson, go ahead and put that up on the screen. Austin Legacy Knives. And these are, I love the name of these. Let's get let's just leave that up on the screen. These are called Mama's Secret Weapon, and I love that name. These are great spoons that you can cook with. They are safe to use. I would not put them in the fire, but for any kind of recipe like this where you're trying to stir things, trying to get stuff off the bottom of pots, these are outstanding. All right, Hudson, go to this shot of the overhead shot. Can you see these? Mm-hmm. These, look how beautiful those are. And it says one of one on there, and then ALK, Austin Legacy Knives. He has some incredible knives on his site. I do not have any of his knives yet. I will, but I currently am not working, so I'm not going to spend any extra money right now on knives because I don't really need any more knives. But he was so kind and gracious to send these to me, and these are absolutely gorgeous. Look at that.
The curve on that.
Yeah, the curve on this is just
cool.
so unique. I've always preferred kind of darker woods, but honestly, I can't pick a favorite. These are just gorgeous, and I hate to even use them, but I'm going to use one of these. I'm going to go with the curved one today, okay?
And that leather strap to hang.
Yeah, leather strap, you can hang it when you're done. But really high quality stuff too. So AustinLegacyKnives.com. Go there. He was so kind. I did not ask. He didn't say, hey, can you say something on your show about this? He just sent them to me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to feature this on this cooking show. So from now on, I will use these. And one day, I will also be using his knives. So, beautiful. This is what we're going to use. Okay, Hudson, let's stay on the overhead shot. This recipe calls for garlic, and it calls for fresh ginger, okay? Not ginger powder, not crystallized candy ginger, none of that mess. This is real ginger, okay? This is a tiny piece of ginger root, okay? I've already peeled. Look how yellow and beautiful that is. It smells amazing. It's real citrusy. It just has such an amazing flavor. And when you cook it, the flavor changes too. But this is part of a ginger root, okay? You usually buy it in big knots, okay? I'm going to show you how to do this because a lot of people don't know. Do not get a knife to skin this, okay? You need to take this. It's a paper thin skin. And what I'm going to do is get a spoon, the side of a spoon, okay? See how easily that comes off? You just scrape that skin right off there. It comes right off. Gosh, this smells, I wish I could smell this. Just put that down there, okay? See that? Now you've got, it's a very fibrous root, but I'm going to show you how to not get all the fiber, these little strands, these woody strands in your food, okay? So I'm doing this just for demonstration. I could do all that, but I'm not, okay? This is called a microplane grater. You can get these very cheaply about anywhere now, okay? I use this, these little fine teeth. It's basically like one of those wood carvers, you know, they use. It's basically, that's what it is, okay? But they obviously use it for food. So I'm going to scrape these skins over to the side, rest this on the board, and I'm just going to grate really hard against all those teeth. And this ginger is going to come right off. See how that's already really cutting into that? I've been known to grate my thumb a little bit on these microplanes. In fact, I did some today. No blood, thankfully, but be careful when you use these. Okay, look at that. That was just a little bit, but see how much that gave me? Look how much that yielded. It's just beautiful. So I'm going to put this, oh, little piece of skin right there. Put this. This is about a tablespoon, okay? A little more than a tablespoon of ginger. That's what this recipe calls for. So let me get this out of the way. I'm going to move my wok, which has been preheated. Move this over here. Turn that burner off. Okay, can we see that all right, Huddy? Okay, see how that's just smoking? It's very, very hot. I have a pound, about a pound and a half of lean ground sirloin, okay? You can use ground beef, you can use ground turkey, you can use ground chicken, whatever you want, okay? You could probably even do those little veggie crumbles. Morningstar Farms is one brand that makes it. I can say their name because I'm not on TV. This is YouTube. I can say what I want. So I'm going to put this in here. It's very, very hot. Turn this all the way up on high. So I got a high flame right there. Let that sear. Let that just sit there for a minute. Don't even touch it, okay? I'm going to put this in the sink. I got a little raw meat on my hands, so I'm washing. It's so funny. A lot of these videos, when I handle raw food, people get so concerned. Make sure you wash your hands, Wes. Okay, look. I'm just kind of putting that. The great thing about the wok is that you have these sides that get really hot. Where it's just a normal pan, you don't have a lot of side you can cook on. But this way, you can kind of put it up the side of the pan. Oh, the spoon is great. See that? The sharp edge to that? You can really break that up. But look at this. Look at that's already starting to really brown. It's really caramelizing, okay? This comes together really, really quickly. Look at that. Look at that beautiful color. And again, typically, I think the traditional meat to use in this is ground pork. Ground pork is very cheap. They did not have ground pork when I went to the store, so I got lean ground beef, okay? That's what we prefer. Well, after it cooks just about a couple minutes, you can see it's already getting some good color. Start breaking this up. And this spoon really is amazing to do this. That sharp edge really breaks up all those big clumps. You can see this is already halfway done. It cooks very, very quickly. I'm going to use the side again.
Angelical Dennis is going to try it with deer meat.
Oh, venison, yes. Be very, very lean. If you do deer meat, you probably know this if you're familiar with deer meat, but it's incredibly lean. Venison is very, very lean. So I would probably, see this beef has enough fat in it that I didn't add, but I would add some oil, you know, half a tablespoon to a tablespoon of oil to the pan before you do the venison so that you can get some good color on it. But you can see I'm getting really, really close with this. Does anybody have any questions while this cooks? We're almost done with this.
Somebody asked if you can use garlic from a jar.
Someone asked, can you use garlic from a jar? Yes, you can. Do I give you permission to? No? No, I'm kidding. You can do that. Canned garlic, to me, is the equivalent of that pre-squeezed lemon and lime juice that you see in those little plastic things at the store. Technically, it is juice, but it's not the same as fresh. But listen, if that's all you have, that's great. Use that. You'll still get a very similar taste. It just won't have quite the strength a fresh grated, but hey, just put some more in there. That will totally work. And listen, if you don't have ginger, if you can't get ginger, that's fine too. Use powdered ginger. That's fine. I'm just kind of telling you the ideal situation. But again, a lot of us are not in a place where we can have ideal situations. Ideally, I'd like to be working right now.
Patty Santora wants to know how your wrist is feeling.
Hey, Patty. Like, you know, Patty's one that sent us all that amazing Andy Griffith
Oh,
memorabilia. Yeah, she's amazing. She's in New York. Yes, Patty, we're getting that done. My wrist is better, thank you. My wrist is better. I don't know what happened. I just flung hot grease on my arm. That felt really good. It's better, thank you. I'm not sure what that was. Okay, look, you see this? See all that fat in there? That's lean ground beef, and still look how much fat. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here, and I have just a little colander, okay? A paper plate. We do not have paper towels handy. So I just put some napkins under there. I'm going to, let me get this right here so y'all can see. I'm going to pour all that meat in there. This is my favorite way to do it. You don't have to get all of that out there. There's still a little bit of oil in there, a little fat. That's totally fine because you're going to need that. So what I'm going to do is, this is kind of gross looking, but you're going to let the fat drain from this meat because you don't want all of that in there when you're cooking this. It just makes it a little too greasy, a little too oily. If you do ground pork, it's obviously going to have a little more fat than this ground beef does. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to set that over to the side. I'm going to bring my heat back on to high, okay? And what I love about this recipe, it comes together so quickly, okay? It's about to really come together now, okay? I'm getting this back hot again. You're going to get your garlic and your ginger with about a tablespoon of oil, whatever oil you have. I would do sunflower, something neutral, not olive oil, okay? So get that in there, really hot. You can get a wok at Walmart, okay? These are very cheap.
And they want to know if it's somebody want to know if it's nonstick.
Yes, nonstick. I know some woks, which camera's on right now? Is it this one?
No, the overhead.
Okay, I know some woks, I think the more legit ones are like a carbon steel that are not nonstick, but because of the way they're used, they become nonstick, kind of like a cast iron skillet does, okay? But yeah, just use whatever you have.
My guess is that one was from Kohl's.
Yeah, probably.
A 30%
I love.
coupon.
See how hot that is? Ginger goes right in. You want to stir right away, okay? And I'm going to turn down the heat a little bit because that's really spitting at me. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, put the ginger in there, the garlic, and make sure you really stir this because garlic can go from being sauteed and wonderful to really bitter and not so wonderful if it gets.
Why not olive oil?
If it gets bitter. Olive oil, okay, let me back up. No extra virgin olive oil. It's just too strong of a flavor for this. This is an Asian dish, and I just don't think olive oil tastes good in Asian dishes. It tastes good in Italian dishes. It tastes good in a lot of other uses, but I don't like olive oil in Asian dishes. It doesn't, kind of throws out the flavors. I don't like how it tastes with the ginger. I do like how it tastes with garlic, but this ginger, which is a very Asian flavor to me, you can use regular olive oil, okay, not extra virgin, but you can use regular olive oil. It'll have a lot milder flavor, okay? So you totally can. Again, vegetable oil, canola oil, avocado oil, coconut oil actually would be really good with this too. Okay, look, you see, that's gone about a minute and a half, okay? That's all I'm going to do. Now, all right, Hudson, let's get a shot right here. I'm going to show everyone. This is just bagged coleslaw, okay? This is $1 something at the store, okay? I'm going to use 1.5 bags of this, okay? I love it because number one, it's cheap, but number two, it's very convenient. All that is shredded. It's like angel hair shredded, okay? It's got a little carrot in there and green cabbage. That's it. So turn your heat back up. Add your cabbage to that, okay? I'm going to add 1.5, and I know this seems like a whole lot, which it is, but this is going to cook down to about half, and it's going to do so very, very quickly, okay? So I got this in here. Let me toss this garlic and ginger in there with it. I've got a little dark piece. Okay, see, that's just a piece of purple cabbage. I always look through there. You never know. You never know. Do we have any questions while this is cooking down? We're getting really close, y'all.
Christine wants to know your favorite chef.
Oh, I don't think he's a chef. I know he went to school for, but Alton Brown is a big influence. I love him. I love Gordon Ramsay. I know he has a potty mouth, but I really respect him as a chef. Just think he's pretty amazing. There's so many I love. Bobby Flay. I love Ina Garten. I love Giada.
I think you've answered this, but can you use ground turkey or ground chicken?
Yes, I said when we started, ground turkey, ground chicken, whatever kind of protein you want to use, have at it. You can totally do that. Okay, do you see how this is already cooked down? It's only been in there 45 seconds, okay? Once you get that in there and it starts cooking down, you can go ahead and add your meat back, okay? Let me get this over to the side. Is everybody hearing me okay? I know last time we had a little buzz, but we tested it out a ton before we started. Have we had any technical issues yet, Hudson? Wow, praise the Lord. Okay, look, once this meat is back in here, this is only going to cook another maybe 5 minutes, and this is going to be done, okay? I like a little crunch to this. I don't like it raw, but I do like a little texture with the cabbage. If you cook it too much, to me, it's just a little too soft, okay? So I'll let that cook for about a minute. This right here, I have 1/3 cup of soy sauce and 1/4 cup of water. It looks like a lot, but a lot of that is water, okay? So pour it in there. You do not want to add any salt to this, okay? And please just adjust this to your taste. If you like a little less salt, use low sodium soy sauce. Again, if you're gluten-free, they make a gluten-free soy sauce. I can't remember the name of it. Is it tamari or something? I think that might be what it's called. Okay, look, that soy sauce and water is starting to really steam that. And this is already really cooking down. Okay, at this point, I like to get, this is just plain old sweet and sour sauce, okay? Find this anywhere. I do just a couple of tablespoons of this. Because I think really great Asian food is all about good balance. It's got a little acid in there. It's got a little bit of kick from the ginger. Then it's got the saltiness from the soy sauce. You can see, and y'all, this is so cheap. This is so inexpensive to make. So I can feed a family. Well, let me back up. If our boys ate this, which they don't, I could feed the whole family one night for about $8, $8 to $9. I could feed a family of 6 with this. So, especially now when we're on a much tighter budget, this is a very wallet-friendly meal. Any more questions? Y'all, this is really, really close.
Are you going to make cinnamon rolls?
Cinnamon rolls I probably will not do on live because it takes a long time to make those. I guess I could do one of me doing the dough, but it's such a long process. They end up actually sitting in the refrigerator overnight to rise. Any more questions about?
Store this for leftovers.
Oh yes. What's great about this? Okay, so I made this last week. And Andrea and I ate on this for a couple of days afterward. So, ate this one night. A couple of days later, she and I had it for leftovers for lunch. And then the next day, I loved it so much that I had it again for lunch. And again, I put some of those chow mein noodles on there that are real crunchy, and do a little more sweet and sour on the top. You see how much that's cooked down? That's really cooked down. And really, for my preference, I think we are really about done. Any other questions about future?
Do you have a timeline on the new cookbook?
I talked to the graphic designer late last week, and she said that we could have this done within 4 to 5 weeks. So it's a pretty long process because we want to proof all the recipes, make sure there's no typos, I still have a lot of pictures to send. This is going to have a lot more pictures than the other cookbooks have had. A lot of family pictures, kind of behind the scenes pictures, and obviously it's going to have around 50 recipes in there, ranging from stuff like this to cinnamon rolls to my yeast rolls, which I actually might do one for yeast rolls. Have I done yeast rolls yet? I don't think I have. Oh, y'all, they're so good. Okay, y'all, this is done. This is totally done. So what I do, let me grab a bowl really quickly. And I'm going to get an actual spoon for this, okay? And load this in here. Again, this seasoning should be really close, okay? You can taste it, obviously, and adjust to what you want. But that's really it. What I do at the very end, let me get this out of the way so you can see a little better. I don't want to burn my hand on this. This is very, very hot. But what I do is I get a little of this sesame oil. I've used this before with fried rice. I think this makes all the difference. Do just a few little dashes of that, not a ton because it is pretty strong. That, and then a little bit of sweet and sour. Just kind of drizzle a little bit on there. But y'all, this is so good. And then I top with some of these little wonton or egg roll strips.
And those were just in the air fryer, not even fried?
Yeah, I tossed them with a little bit of sunflower oil and separated with my fingers and really did maybe 5 minutes at 360 in the air fryer. But again, the recipe, if you look in the description of this YouTube recipe, it will be in there, the entire recipe. It'll walk you through every bit of this. So, the bottom of that is hot. So there you go, people. There you go. Egg roll in a bowl. It is so good. And it's pretty darn healthy too. So if you're craving Asian, but you don't want to either get out or you don't want to eat a lot of heavy food, this is a great alternative. So any questions before we leave?
Do you have a teriyaki chicken recipe in any of the cookbooks?
I don't. I have a Hawaiian chicken, which I think is better than teriyaki chicken, but you could easily adapt that too. So if you have my recent cookbook, not my new one, but my recent one that's currently out, the Hawaiian chicken, you can make that a teriyaki by adding a little bit of soy sauce to that, okay? You can even add a little ginger to that as well, and that will give it a teriyaki flavor for sure. It's really, really good, really good.
Do you have a French toast recipe?
Yes, I believe it's in my last cookbook as well. Yeah, French toast, it's really good.
And lastly, for those spoons, how do you contact Austin?
Yes, Austin Legacy Knives. Hudson, can we put that back on the screen, please? Yeah, thank you for asking. Let's put that back on the screen. Austin Legacy Knives. And it won't be on the front page. You have to go, I think, to the top right menu, and it says other items or additional items, specialty items, I think is what it says. And it's called Mama's Secret Weapon. And they are absolutely beautiful. He has all different types of wood that he uses, all different colors and shapes. I mean, I just think that is so unique, so cool. And as you can see, it worked incredibly well for this. It's great for scraping the bottom of pots without actually harming the nonstick. So, well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you have not subscribed. And all that does, that just notifies you whenever I schedule a video or release a video. All it does is it notifies you that says, hey, Wes has a new video. You won't be emailed or, ask you to give money or to buy a hanky or anything like that. So I promise. So thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you hopefully next week. Take care. Bye-bye.